Okay, hello everyone. For this video, I will be discussing topic 3 of poultry production. So as you noticed from my previous videos, I have listed 5, but I decided to fuse these topics 3 and 4, okay, because they are just the same. So the only difference is that there are several recognized fields, specialized fields in poultry. But when we talk of production systems, we actually refer to the primary segments, no, of the poultry industry. Okay, so ayan, without further ado, let me start my discussion. So we have here a list of the 3 production systems. We have the breeder production, the egg production, and the broiler production. So let's discuss them in detail. Now, when we say breeder production, pullets and cockerels are raised or grown to produce fertile eggs. So what happens to these fertile eggs? Of course, they are hatched and then they are reared until they are able to produce eggs, which also become parents. Okay, produce eggs, and these eggs will hatch, no, and then hatch and then become parents. So that's why you call them breeder animals, or breeder hens and roosters to be more specific. Okay. Dito sa breeder production, the best combination of genes or parent stocks are considered. Hindi yung basta-basta na lang pipili, okay, ng mating combinations. Sabi ko nga sa previous lectures natin, we have to select the better performing individuals to become parents of the next generation. Okay? So I hope that's clear for this part. So what do we cross or what do we breed? Is it yung egg type na chicken or yung broiler or meat type na chicken? So both can be produced. Both can be developed or improved. Okay? Ano yung aim ng breeder production? So sabi dito, breeder production aims to develop and reproduce strains of chicken that meet the requirements of chicken producer or processing companies. So, di ba ang requirements ng processing companies or producers or even consumers are both of these. Hindi lang naman meat ang gusto natin, gusto rin natin ng eggs. Okay. And then, we have here a breeding or genetic pyramid. Okay? Kung saan makikita natin yung breeding structure, okay, na fina-follow or a guide used by breeders or geneticists. So, sa pinakataas na portion, we have the breeders or nucleus farms, where yung nucleus animals belong. Okay? Sila yung mga elite na animals, purebred sila. Purong-puro. And then we have here the multiplier animals or yung multiplier farms rather. And then we have here the commercial farms. Okay, so konti lang yung breeder farms, then followed by multipliers, and then marami na yung commercial farms. Okay, so ano yung mga ginagawa ng mga to? Yung product na animal ng breeder farms ay binebenta or ginagamit ng mga multiplier farms to produce animals, no? To produce parents for this commercial production, for these commercial farms. Okay? So, yung product ng breeder or nucleus farms, ginagamit ng multiplier farms. They cross these animals. Of course, following the best combination of parent stocks. And then, after crossing, yung anak nila, ibibenta or gagamitin ng commercial farms. Yung mga anak ng multiplier farms, the commercial farms cross this, and then yung product ng, or yung offspring ng mga animals from these commercial farms ay ibinibenta either for slaughter or for yung mga table egg, for table egg production. Yun na yun. Okay? Yun yung breeding or genetic pyramid natin. Okay? This small proportion of breeders or nucleus farms could be attributed to a number of factors. One factor is that it takes years, no? As you can see here, long-range program. So, it takes years or even decades to produce a breeder animal. Okay? Whatever animal that is. Hindi lang chicken. Pati na rin sa swine, pati na rin sa ruminants. It takes years and decades. Kasi nga, we have to look at the performance of the animals. We have to employ intensive selection. Hindi lang selection, we have to let them reproduce. Okay? Let them reproduce, and then we gather data from their offspring. Okay? and so on. Siyempre, hindi lang naman sila minsan manganak, no? Kasi we have to, of course, test their performance also. That's why it takes years, no? It takes a long time to develop a breed, a strain, or a variety. Okay? Kaya, kung makikita ninyo dito yung mga existing strains natin today, of course, existing, tas today na nga, no? So, yung mga existing strains natin, they are products of very long studies by geneticists or breeders. Okay? And aside from that, mahal yung mga animals. So, expensive or costly yung mga breeder animals. Kasi nga, puro sila purebred or elite na animals. Okay? What else? We also require or we also need extra care, extra management, and extra patience when we develop breeds or improve breeds, no? Kasi nga mahal or costly sila. So, extra patience kasi aside from being costly, long range. Ibig sabihin, matagal silang ma-develop. So, extra care, extra, maraming extra money, di ba? Extra capital, extra input, etc. Okay. What else? We also have here, of course, limited area nga kasi sabi ko nga kanina, konti lang yung proportion ng farms in the Philippines. Of course, not only in the Philippines but also worldwide. So we have here no true poultry breeding farm in the Philippines. We are only considered as an assembly plant by foreign companies. Okay? So ang tawag sa atin ay multiplier farms. So saan natin kinukuha yung mga parents that we use in our multiplier farms? They are imported, no? So galing sa ibang bansa. Next, we have here egg production. Okay, this is actually the older scheme of poultry production engaged in by many raisers. So before kasi, kapag egg farmer ka na, breeder farmer ka na rin. Okay? However, at present, farmers raise chickens for table egg production only. Okay? So now we have here two phases of egg production. The first one is pullet raising or pullet production. Okay, we are raising hens and roosters to produce eggs and then allow the eggs to hatch, and after which the chicks are raised until they become pullets. Okay, if you recall our farrow breeder operation in swine production, pullet raising is the same. We only produce pullets and these are sold to farmers or companies or farms which are engaged in layer production or table egg production. Okay, so pullet is analogous to gilt or synonymous to gilt. Yung pullet hindi pa nangingitlog. Okay, yung hen nangitlog na. Same is true with the gilt. Hindi pa nanganak yung gilt, yung sow nanganak na. Okay. On the other hand, layer raising, this is sometimes called egg production, no? Ano yung goal ng layer raising? Of course, to produce table eggs. Ano? We raise layers to produce eggs for human consumption. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry for the... Now, we have here, all female egg type chicks are obtained from a reputable hatchery. Of course, ang kinukuha lang natin, most especially kapag we're engaged in layer raising or in table egg production, female, diba? Female na egg type chicks. Kasi sila yung mangingitlog, no male. So chicks are brooded, grown to maturity, and kept in layer houses. But there are other farms na pullet agad yung binibili nila. Okay? Para, kasi yung pullet kasi ready to lay na sila. Okay? Kasi kung chicks ang bibilhin mo, matagal yung panahon na hihintayin mo na magmamature sila or marireach nila yung sexual maturity nila. Okay, so what else? Yung hens, of course, when we say hens, nangitlog na. And they are usually kept for 1 year. There is a tendency or a time na bababa na yung production nila. Kaya, kung ganun yung mangyayari, they are culled. So they are sold as skulls. So binebenta sila at a relatively lower price. And syempre kapag binenta, ano yung ipapalit? We replace them by ready-to-lay pullets. Okay? So para continue yung production natin ng table eggs. So as you can see in the diagram, we have here the layer industry structure from, so this diagram was lifted from USDA in 2010. This diagram, okay, yung layer industry structure starts, pareho siya actually sa breeding genetic pyramid natin. Okay? We have here the primary breeder farms kung saan ito yung breeder or nucleus natin. Breeders or nucleus, ito siya. So it consists of the elite, great-grandparent, and then great-grandparent. And then, yung from elite, mangingitlog, mag-hatch. Siyempre, kapag nag-hatch, magiging chicks. Ano? Yung chicks gagamitin ni great-grandparent. Tapos, yung great-grandparents, mangingitlog, mag-hatch. Tapos, magiging chicks, siya na yung grandparent. And then, mangitlog, mag-hatch, magiging chicks, ibibigay sa multiplier farms. Ayan, sa multiplier farms, makikita natin na yung mga itlog mag-hatch tapos ibibigay sa commercial farms natin. Yung darker na shade, yun yung ating production farms or yung commercial farms. As you can see here in the multiplier farm, meron siyang portion na production. Okay? Meron siyang portion na production. And then, ito yung lighter shade, siya yung breeder farm natin. Breeder companies. Okay? Kasi si multiplier farm, pwede na siyang mag-produce ng eggs, okay, for other farms. Okay. Next, we have here yung broiler production. So this is the most recent. Okay. Of course, in broiler production, we are raising meat-type chickens, usually 28 days. And as previously discussed, they are fast growers and efficient feed converters. So the raiser depends on the supply of chicks from a franchised hatchery of a breeder farm. Okay, kung maalala ninyo or if you have already experienced buying broiler chicks, binibili ninyo sila from farm supply or agricultural farm supplies. Okay? Saan kinukuha ni agricultural farm supplies yung mga broiler chicks natin? From a franchised hatchery of a particular farm. Actually, this is not, this breeder farm here is not a true breeding farm. Gaya ng sabi ko kanina. Okay? It's only an assembly plant or a multiplier farm. Okay. Male and female chicks are used but males grow faster than females. So, alam natin yan na even in mammals, no, hindi lang in poultry, even in mammals, males grow faster than females, okay, because of their testosterone levels, higher testosterone levels, which is very important in growth production, okay, in the increase in growth rate rather. So, as you can see here, yung broiler natin very improved, or there are a lot of studies focusing on broiler production, okay, broiler improvement, etc. Yan, breeding for efficiency in the broiler chicken. Yan, daming nag-i-invest na company in broiler breeder production kasi apart from being a source of food and income, nakikita siya na alternative to pork and beef, no? So, aside from mas konti lang yung space required for raising broiler chickens, mas madali silang alagaan, and konti lang yung labor required if you compare it to swine and large animals. Ano? And then we also have here the broiler industry structure. This diagram is much the same as the layer industry structure. The only difference is that broiler for slaughter ang napoproduce. dito. While in the case of the layer industry, pullets and eggs yung napoproduce. Diba? So, same lang din dito. Ito yung breeders or nucleus farms natin. And then we have the multiplier farms. And then lastly, ito na yung commercial farms natin or yung broiler farms natin. Which, yung anak nila or yung napoproduce na broiler chickens from these farms, they are for slaughter. Okay? For market sila. Yun na yung binibili natin. Ano? And then, we also have here the poultry production systems listed by Herber et al. In 2013. So, as you noticed, we have no breeder production system here, but we can see a backyard production system. So, we classified this based on housing and characteristics. Ano? The previous ones discussed were based on the product. No? Kung ano yung end product. Is it for meat production? Is it for egg? Or is it for breeder production? Okay? Okay, so backyard production system is also considered a type of production system. Okay, because even in the Philippine Statistics Authority, backyard yung kinoconsider nilang production system, hindi yung breeder production. Although breeder production is also considered one, okay, pero yun kasi is based on worldwide. Kasi sa Pilipinas, wala tayong breeder farm. Hindi tayo nag-engage sa breeder production. Kaya, ang kinoconsider lang sa PSA or sa Philippine Statistics Authority, yung broilers, layers, and backyard chickens natin. And then, we have here graphs showing the estimates of egg and poultry meat production by production systems and regions. So, those with darker shade, so yung darker shade, backyard. Kapag naman kalagitna or sa orange yung kulay, broilers. And then lighter shade, layers. Okay, so this is the lightest shade, layers. As you can see here, sa North America and Oceania, hindi sila nagkakalayo. So mataas yung broiler production. Broiler production nila sa Oceania and North America. Halos wala ngang backyard and layer chickens doon sa North America. And then we have here, sa Sub-Saharan Africa, ang pinakamadami ay backyard. Okay, backyard yung sila yung may pinakamataas na percentage or production ng backyard chickens. Okay, in terms of layers naman, kung makikita ninyo dito, East Asia yung may pinakamataas na production ng layer chickens. If you compare it with other regions or continental regions in the world. Okay? And then, we have here egg production by production system also. Yung darker is for backyard eggs. And then for the lighter shade is layer eggs. Okay? Sub-Saharan Africa, of course, they are raising backyard chickens, so mataas. And then we also have here Eastern Europe. Although konti lang yung production nila ng backyard chickens, marami yung napoproduce nilang egg. So sila yung pangalawa when it comes to egg production. And then this is followed by South Asia. Ang pinakamaliit or yung halos walang production is of course North America. So, nagtatali siya dito. So, wala tayong backyard chickens dito. Of course, as a result, wala rin tayong backyard eggs or backyard chicken eggs. Okay? And then, we also have here layer eggs. So, sino yung pinakamarami? Ito, of course, North America. Okay. What else? So, ayan. And then, finally, those production systems that I mentioned, the breeder production, the broiler production, the egg production, and then yung backyard production system, they depend on these four support and complementary industries. We have the feed milling industries. Of course, dito kumukuha ng pagkain ibibigay sa mga animals natin. Farm equipment and manufacturing. Medicines. Dito kinukuha yung mga waters, drinkers, etc., feeding troughs, medicine, feed supplement, and biological preparations. And then you have here poultry and egg processing, storage, and distribution of products. Okay, so hindi lang actually sa poultry ito, but in other animals as well, in other farm animal species as well. They also have these support and complementary industries. That is why I did not anymore include this in um, your handout, no? So, ito lang siya. So, that would be all for this lecture video. I hope you learned something. Thank you very much.